Today, Mike needs help with his conventional deadlift, so here's my top 3 form cues. First things first, you need to make sure that you're putting extra effort into good form on that very first pull of any deadlift set. I've watched people deadlift for decades, and people often have poor form on that very first pull. They just find it tough to get tightened and braced and down into that proper starting position. This is bad news though, because an injury can happen on any rep of any set. So tip number 1, make sure you maximize your focus on proper form for that very first pull. Tip number 2 applies to the lifting and lowering phases of every conventional deadlift rep. You need to make sure that your hips and your shoulders rise and fall together as you execute your reps. This is going to make sure that you're always targeting the proper muscle groups, but also reducing your risk of injury. An example of breaking this rule would be if you line up, your hips shoot up, and then your shoulders follow. Tip number 3 is going to help you execute the lowering portion of your deadlift reps properly. You need to start the lowering phase of each rep by shooting your hips back, not by pushing your knees forward. 100%, the deadlift is a hip hinge movement, and making sure that you push the hips back to lower the weight is going to keep it that way.